Time to fly, time to fly. Never give up, we won't retreat. The ones who stand after.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Fighter Duel video. In this video, we'll be breaking down Santa Blanka, the new character that has came to the game, and it's pre-Christmas, and hopefully in Christmas they will give us a good event, not only paying $50 for another legendary. So he's a legendary, balanced character, power, absolutely looking nice. I like his design. He works around chill, and he can freeze actually with a 50-50 chance to freeze the enemies. Freeze is one of the great mechanics in the game, especially if you can land it on multiple units. What's cool about freeze, it's like Loki. I don't know if they change it for this character. We did a lot of testing, but it didn't show us any bypassage. Previously, if you freeze a unit, you can bypass immunities and you can like kill Overlord Bison or normal Bison, but here it does not work with him for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe they changed it, maybe I didn't do the testing correctly. Let me know in the comment section if this works for you. So we're gonna talk about him, and he synergizes very well with Rufus, with Christmas Rufus. Absolutely, they synergize together because they did something which is really good. Allowed the two chill from Rufus and from Santa Blanka, both of them, to stack on top of each other and give us the maximum stacks, which is 5. Santa Blanka, really nice character. He's a balance, and his type fighting style is savage, which is 25 attack. What's the downside about legendary units? It's that they don't have soul power, so they can't be a powerhouse in PvP. Now, is he good in PvP? Absolutely, he's good in PvP. Just like Royal Balrog in PvP, he can help you a lot with his stuns at the start of the battle with a 50-50% chance. Here he can freeze as well, which is a 50-50 as well chance, and he inflict chill, which will help you a little bit, but he does not survive like the rest of the other team or the rest of the other units. So the other units that has soul power, of course, in PvP will help you a lot. I would say if you want to buy him for PvP purposes, stay away. Just stay away, don't do it, because it's not worth it. A 50-50% chance. It might land you a freeze, it might not, and cost you the fight, because he will not actually be the highest damage dealer. His damages are okay for a balanced character. But yes, in PvP, I would give him a score from 1.5 to 2. Just like Royal Balrog, we absolutely changed it after testing. We give him 1.5 to 2 because it's a super chance. And his usage on his C1, you can use Royal Balrog in his C1. He will give you different abilities, which is really cool in the game. Here, his C1 is different. We're gonna talk about it as well. So we're gonna start with his passive. So his passive, upon inflicting chill, heal the friendly fighter with the lowest HP, equal to 30% of his attack. So based on his attack, he heals. It means the heals are really great. His heals are not bad actually. 30% of his attack, and his attack is high. But do we care about this? Absolutely not. Unless you're playing a full lineup with no healing and you just want to play freeze and full damage, this could benefit you. But every single lineup, we have something that could heal. From an EX move or another character that applies heal by passively. Which I don't find it the most important thing. Now let's talk about the most important things actually for him. Upon inflicting chill, also reduce the target's dodge by 8% for 10 seconds, stack up to 5 times, it goes to 40%. This is actually decent. Why? Dodge, you can absolutely dodge a hit, a complete hit, and take no damage. Unless it has heavy damage. Heavy damage ignores dodge, and you will take the hit from it. And if you have pressure, or if the enemy has a pressure on them, then dodge will be counted by pressure. The more that you have pressure, the less that you can dodge from the attack. If they hit you, if you completely dodge an attack and it has 10% pressure, 10% of that attack will go straight up to your face. And if it's a heavy attack, all the heavy attack will go to your face. You can't dodge that, which is absolutely nice. This is actually good to mitigate a little bit of damage, especially if the team does not have high pressure. But who doesn't have pressure? Already every character have almost, I think, something between 40 to 50% pressure at their base. So upon inflicting chill, increase the defense of the friendly fighter with the lowest HP by 20% for 10 seconds. This is super mediocre, but it helps you a little bit. Again, defense is not something important in this game, especially that it says with the lowest HP. Let's say you're playing Rich Honda on the lineup. This who benefits from defense. The more defense he gets, the thicker the shield and the more damage that he does. Let's say he's not the lowest HP and the lowest HP is somebody else on your team, and you gave defense to that character. It does not strictly give the highest defensive character the defense. It give it to the lowest HP to keep them surviving which defense is not a good surviving mechanic since everything bypass immunity or deal true damage, right now the current meta in the game. Or soul damage, which ignores defense as well. So level 4. Upon inflicting chill, increase the damage resist of the friendly fighter with the lowest HP by 20% for 10 seconds. Now this is good actually on the lineup, because damage resist is kind of like if you're applying, or your enemy is applying to you damage reduction down, some damage resist will help you a little bit to counter that and keep you alive. Which is also 20% is not the biggest buff, but hey, it works. Upon inflicting chill, it does not say stack, so it does not stack. Okay, so keep that in mind. So chill, what is chill? We talked about it before. Reduces flame damage received by 8%, increases thunder damage received by 8%, and reduce speed by 10%, by 10. Lasts for 10 seconds and stacks up to 5 times. Now, this translation is sometimes weird for people to read it. How does it increase and decrease to the, like, is the target benefiting from it a little bit and not? No. It reduces the flame damage, the enemy that has chill on it, that they deal. So you will not take the full amount of the flame damage, but they will, the one that they have chill on them, will take more thunder damage. So it's a little bit weird with the translation, but this is how it happens. And the speed, you're gonna tell me how speed affects. Speed, it's a little bit good, especially in bossing and in PvE content. Not in PvP, because the fights do not go like after 2 combos or 3 combos. That's it, it's done. So how speed affects that? The more that you lower the speed of the enemy, the slower they go with accumulating gauge, combo gauge. So they will not fill the combo meter faster. This is only how speed affects in the game, not at the start of the game, but inside the game while you're playing. Now let's talk about Ultra Snowball, which is his super. It's a control, but it's also an AoE attack. So transform into an enormous snowball and perform leaping smash, dealing damage equal to 244% of attack to enemies in an area with a 100% chance to inflict chill. So he will inflict chill no matter what on the enemies, and a 50% chance of inflicting freeze for 1 second. This is a 50% chance, it does not go higher. It's a 50-50, it's a coin toss. Now freeze is a good mechanic, or used to be a good mechanic. I hope it stays the same. I don't know if it is the same or it's bugging or glitching or something like that. So for the duration the duration of freeze is extended by 0.5 seconds for every stack of chill that the enemy has. So if you inflict 5 stacks of chill on them, that's a 3.5 maximum duration of freeze on them, which is really good. It's kind of a stun. Gains super armor while unleashing the skill. It means he can't be interrupted or knocked up or knocked down by somebody like Summer Elena or the C2 of Rich Honda, or let's say Nero by his C1 or his C2. Only stuns and charm could affect him. Increases damage to 344% of attack, which is absolutely nice. Now freeze here, what they say about freeze: unable to move or repel or use normal attacks. Like you can't, you can with Summer Elena dispel it, or with somebody like Divine or Rose, by the way. Super combos or combos. Freeze is removed upon taking flame damage. So you don't want to play anybody on the team that will deal flame damage with you, like Dalsim or Viper or Fire Aidon. If they deal the fire damage to the enemy that is frozen, they will immediately break the freeze. So you don't want to play that with them. Now the C1. Candy Bomb, and it's also an AoE. Throw explosive candy at the target 2 times. Each explosion deals damage equal to 133%. So the 2 of them does 266% of attack to enemies in an area with a 50% chance to inflict chill and 50% of inflicting armor break. 50%, it means the first hit has a 50%, the second hit have a 50% of inflicting that, which is good actually. You might inflict 2 times a chill on the same round, or sometimes armor break as well. I don't know why they mixed armor break here. It should be only chill, and then you're gonna have the most of it. But hey, this is how they created this character. Level 2 increases the explosion damage to 233% of attack. This is only the C1, so you can go up to 466% just using the C1, and it's an AoE damage, which is actually good. And it increased the chance of chill and freeze and armor break to 60%, not 50% anymore. Now his C3, it's also a buff for himself, and it's also a mini AoE actually. If you were farther away, he will not reach you. So charge up briefly and increase the fighter's attack by 100%. He increases his attack by 100% for 3 seconds only. Then performs a frontal smash that deals damage equal to 341% of attack with a 100% chance of inflicting chill. This fighter has super armor while unleashing the skill. Again, he has super armor. You can't interrupt him. You can stun him or charm him, but you can't interrupt him. And he 100% inflict chill on the targets, which is absolutely good. And his damages is good. And increasing his damage to 100% is decent for him to deal more damage if you want to use him as a damage dealer actually. So level 2, increase the duration of the attack buff to 6 seconds, no longer 3 seconds, which is good actually. Level 3, if the target has at least 3 chill, this fighter crit rate will increase by 40% for 6 seconds. So when you inflict 3 stacks of chill on anybody, this is what you need to think about it for. On anybody, then you will passively gain after or while you're using your C3 at 6 seconds of 40% crit rate, which is good actually to get him with crit rate. Let's talk about his fighting spirit. So this is a plus 40, you get HP bonus, attack bonus, defense bonus, almost the same. So he's well-rounded unit. And damage bonus by 10%, which is decent. At plus 30, it goes a little bit less, but it's decent actually for him. They're trying to make him an overall good unit. Super Snowball. Upon inflicting chill, this fighter's attack will increase by 10% for 10 seconds, stacks up to 5 times. That's a 50% increase in his damage, which is good. That's his passive when you unlock him to plus 30. Or to SS, which you will gonna have him to max out. So his assist, when the assisted fighter attack, gain a 10% chance of inflicting 1 chill on the target, trigger interval 5 seconds. It means with Rufus, if you play him on assist on another character, you'll have like 10% here, 10% there, and then you're gonna go. 10% is very low. This is why I hate this kind of skill. Don't play him on assist, okay? You might play him on assist, decrease the dodge, decrease the speed, those things, but you'll not benefit yourself. They're not gonna be frozen in the end. Plus 10, upon inflicting chill, also increase the damage the target receives by 10% for 10 seconds. That's what I was talking about, stacks up to 5 times. This is good for bossing actually. If you want to use him as a debuffer on the bosses, they will have 5 stacks. Hopefully they will have 5 stacks of chill on them. Then you will increase it to 50% actually the damage that you deal upon them. So upon unleashing Ultra Snowball, which is his ultimate, this fighter will recover 30% of HP lost, a little bit of survivability for himself. Plus 30, after unleashing Ultra Snowball, this fighter crit rate will increase by 8%, stacking up to 40% maximum. We don't care about crit rate actually, and their crit damage, this is what we care about, will increase by 12%, stacking up to 60%. 60% more crit damage, which is good. Lasts until the end of the battle, so it can't be removed actually in the end. His scars, his 3 out of 3 doesn't matter, his 6 out of 6 which is matter. Upon inflicting chill, increase the crit rate of all unfriendly fighters by 4% for 20 seconds, stacking up for 40%. You might tell me, crit rate is super important, we can crit with everything. It doesn't matter, we have a lot of stuff in the game that will allow us to do a lot of crit, especially with EX moves that you can add. Only adding them, not even activating them, will allow you to deal even more crit. So we care about damage increasing and attack increasing and crit damage increasing. That's what you care about in the game. So upon inflicting chill, increase the crit damage of all friendly fighters by 6%, stacking up to 60%. Now this is what we're talking about. Now they both activate if you want to use him on the same lineup. He will increase all of their crit rate and all of their crit damage. Is it worth it to play him on a lineup just to increase the crit damage? No, just build Diviner Rose. She will do that for you. Simply easy. You can play Street Poison by C1. You can play other units. Rufus alone, you can play him with the C1. He will buff your team with attack better than this unit. This unit is decent buffer for the team if you build him on 6 stars. Yes, he will give you more crit damage and more crit rate. So your crit rate sustainability or crit rate influence will be more. But I would highly recommend, if you are thinking of buying 1 legendary at a time, or if you like between, I don't need to spend money, but is this a unit a must-have? Absolutely not. He's not a must-have. He's a good, decent unit for Christmas. If it was for me, I would buy every legendary in the game, actually, if I'm spending. Because this is how I do when I play any game, for the collection-wise. But other than that, yeah, you might use him. We will see many players use him in PvP with Rufus and stuff like that. But if any unit, any lineup could start faster than you, whatever you have as protection, it will not protect him unless you have Virgil on top of him. First blow will not kill him, but after 1 second it will disappear and he will die. I would say for PvP he's 1 to 1.5 out of 5. In PvE he's like 4 out of 5. In bossing he's like 3.5. Yeah, because of the damage and the crit damage that he buffs. Yeah, up to 4, 3.5 up to 4. You would see him in many lineups that shine, especially for people that never had Flame Chun. You can replace him instead of Flame Chun if you don't have her yet. or if you're waiting for her and you want a character to fill that space, yeah, he would be absolutely nice. And yeah, that was the breakdown for Santa Blanka. Let me know in the comment section, are you gonna buy him? Are you gonna invest in him? Does he look good for you? Did you test him? And I'll be seeing you in the next one.
Time to fly, time to fly. Never give up.